It is 30 years since the Khmer Rouge reign of terror ended in Cambodia. From 1975 to 1979, about 2 million people, or almost a quarter of the country's population, perished. Like many other Cambodians, Mrs. Nam Mon is still suffering the effects of the regime of terror. She lost her parents and 5 brothers at the hands of the Khmer Rouge. Today, the former Tuol Sleng torture prison is a museum and memorial.
Whenever I heard the people screaming with pain, I was constantly worried. I thought it's their turn today, and maybe I'll be next. I was always afraid. And then one day it was my turn too.
For Nam Mon, this is a difficult place. Not only were her family murdered here, and she herself was tortured, she also worked here with its medical staff. Like so many other Cambodians, not only is she a victim, she herself was also a member of the Khmer Rouge. German development cooperation is trying to support people like Mrs. Nam Mon in dealing with and coming to terms with the past.
Here's my father under Pol Pot during the Khmer Rouge era. My older brother was a prison guard here, and he was given the order to kill my father.
It is 30 years since the genocide, and discussion or examination of the Khmer Rouge's reign of terror is only just beginning.
There was supposed to have been a lot of skulls down there. Did anyone see how they brought the people here to murder them? No, hardly any of the local people saw that. Only someone who was here in the hospital could have seen it by chance. Someone told me that they split people in 2 to remove their livers. They'd take an axe and chop open their backs from behind.
With these discussions, the young people are breaking the wall of silence between the generations. The many years of armed conflict in Cambodia mean that there is still a large amount of weapons, ammunition and explosives there. And if they fall into the wrong hands, they still remain a threat to peace. About 2/3 of all the firearms worldwide are outside state control. In Cambodia, Germany is providing assistance to the police in securing and destroying weapons. Training programs are also being run to improve the professionalism of Cambodia's security forces.
At the training courses that I attended, they talked to us about honesty. They explained that whatever we do has to be honest and truthful. And we should do everything we can to make sure that the general population understands this issue. That when a person knows about a hidden cache of weapons, they should tell the police, so the police can secure the weapons.
Secure storage and strict control over weapons should prevent them from being misused. And that includes misuse by the security forces themselves. After 30 years, a special court has now been set up to deal with the atrocities committed by the Khmer Rouge. As civil parties, the victims of the regime can demand collective moral compensation here. During that process, they're given psychological and legal support. The special tribunal only came about as a result of major international pressure. The powers that be in Cambodia are only willing to permit a limited examination of the past. German development cooperation supports Cambodian non-governmental organizations that are using the court proceedings as a means to set in motion a broad social debate. Today, the director of the torture prison in which Nam Mon's parents died has to answer for his crimes. In spite of her fear of those who once held power here, Mrs. Nam Mon wants to testify as a witness.
My dear lady, you said today that you have 5 brothers and sisters, including yourself. And one time you said that you had 6 brothers and sisters. And you claim that you're not capable of saying anything that's not true. Can you explain that?
Like I said this morning, I have 5 brothers and sisters, and 1 adopted brother.
I would like to ask the President to calm the Defense Council down. Thank you very much.
Lawyers who specialize in international human rights ensure that the court proceedings are fair. By training Cambodian legal representatives, the aim is to establish international standards in the local justice system.
The court can sentence people who were part of the Khmer Rouge leadership, but as a civil party you won't get any money from the judgment. All you'll get is emotional compensation. Do you still want to continue it to the end?
As far as compensation is concerned, that's not so important for me. What I'd like is the truth about my parents. They were murdered.